Welcome to the HohO Show, rated the #1 most listened to podcast on Pluto. So join us now as we discuss news, politics, current events, and so much more. So clear the airways and strap in as we defend the Constitution. Because freedom matters.
We are broadcasting live from the Catted Studio, so welcome to the HohO Show, and as always, I am your host, HoHo. And I am joined in studio today by none other than Mr. Ray. How you doing, sir?
Hello.
Awesome, good, yeah, awesome. Yeah, so welcome everybody, welcome Spreaker, welcome Twitch, YouTube, Mixer, Periscope, and Facebook, and hello Mark over there in Facebook land, and hello Daryl. How are you guys doing? Hope everything is doing good. I tell you what, man. I've not, okay, I'm a truck driver, so I'm classified as essential.
Just like toilet paper.
Right? So I've not really been doing this whole quarantining thing very well. I mean, I am actually, if you want to be honest about it, because I'm in my truck all the time. I don't really get around people all that much. So not horrible, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, I'm quarantined in my truck all the time. So, I guess it's all right. Just got back from, where did I go? Where did you go? I don't know. Pennsylvania. Yeah, I went out to like Pennsylvania and I went to Virginia. Yeah, I went to Virginia and Pennsylvania. So I got some good footage coming for like a trucker's life. I'm going to be, doing some different stuff in there. And welcome Christine over there in Spreaker land. She says, good evening, guys. Good evening to you too.
Hello.
And let's see, I'm not a truck driver, but I have also been designated as essential too. Yeah. Understand that one, Mark. All right, so you know what? We're going to go ahead and start off by jumping into, the numbers again, because we got a call. Hello and welcome. You are on the air. And how are you doing today, Alex?
Oh, man, I'm on a delay. Ho, what up, man?
Not much. How are you?
Hey, Alex.
Good, man. I was just listening, and you were saying how you were a misanthropic ghoul. And I agree with you there, man. I'm right there with you. And I think everybody's feeling that pain right now, and including Ray. Hey, Ray, what's up, man?
Hey, Alex.
And I'm glad that you guys are on the, hey, man, and I'm glad that you guys, I got a crazy delay, but I'm glad you're on the air because there's nothing to do, and I live in L.A., so that will tell you something. I'm ready to blow my brains out and shoot myself in the face because there's nothing to do, my friend. I'm on OkCupid and Match, for God's sakes. Somebody stop me.
Right. It was funny. I was actually looking at, just out of curiosity, I was looking at webcams and like no webcams on Amazon, on the Logitech site itself, no webcams. So like people are, doing some stuff and creating content to kind of pass the time through this right now. So that was actually kind of neat to see.
Wait, Jared, did you say webcams or cam girls? I'm sorry, because I've been looking at cam girls.
No.
Because there isn't a bar or strip club open for miles, and this is Los Angeles.
Wow.
Yeah, we've got
that was
like
a joke, by the way, guys. I don't frequent those places. My mom is listening in the afterlife. I don't want to put that out in the atmosphere, but no, guys, seriously, I live in L.A. and I'm driving around and I'm terrified that it's like a post-apocalyptic road warrior Mad Max scenario, and it ain't going to change. I'd like to hear what you guys think. You're on the road more than me.
Yeah, it's, I'm seeing a lot, and I'll tell you what, it's definitely one of them things that I don't think people, all in all, are taking it serious. I'm seeing a lot of cars out there, a lot more than what you would think that you would see, but at the same time, it's like, okay, if you've already had it, if you're healthy, if you're just going from A to B, then okay, whatever. As far as like just being out there in different at different places, I'm really not seeing that. I mean, I'm seeing people traveling, but that's about the extent of it on there.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't know, man, because like I'm thinking you're on the front lines. You're on the road more than I am, obviously. Yeah. And I see on the beaches people frolicking, people are jogging, people are walking their dogs. They're doing their thing, man. Like things haven't really slowed down a whole lot, but it's like the economy slowed down. So I don't know how to describe this. It's very strange. It's almost like nothing's being done, but people are working out. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And walking their dogs 10 times a day. Like everybody's walking. I see my neighbors walking their dogs 50, 20 times a day. But I don't know if people are like my job has slowed down to the point where I'm scared people are going to lose their jobs. So if that's happening with a major corporation where I work, and Jerry, I don't know if we've spoken offline, but I don't know if you know where I work. It's a major corporation. Like if we go down, everybody goes down. We make like $30 billion. That's what the B dollars a year.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, if our work has slowed down this much, what is going to happen to the rest of the people that are already losing their jobs? They're never going to get a job again.
Oh, yeah.
Keeps up, dude. I mean, this is a nightmare scenario, Jared, and I'm sorry to rant, but I'd like to hear what you and Ray think.
We've talked about that, like either last show or the show before that, talking about how, like 90% of the businesses out there are, ma and pop type places, franchise type businesses. And with this kind of thing being shut down for how long they have been, I mean, what's it going to look like whenever we get to the other side of this? How many of these businesses are going to be able to open their doors back up, and how many of them won't ever be able to, or at least it's going to take them some time, and some of those may not open their doors again at all.
Jerry, you're right, but can I tell you something? Because I was shocked. Yeah. I rode down a very popular street. It's like one of the main streets here in Long Beach where there's restaurants, bars, coffee shops, right? Mm-hmm. There are bars and coffee shops that are they have signs up permanently closed. Wow. We're coming back, we're temporary, they're done. And they just put up, and they've got, I don't know what you call it, plywood, hurricane plywood in the windows, so people can't break in,
right.
A terrible, the worst case scenario. You're like, what? That's the new reality? Think about this, man. A coffee shop, restaurant, or bar that doesn't have the cash flow to survive, are you ready? 3 weeks. This is what I'm seeing, dude. They don't have the cash flow to survive a month, let alone 3 weeks. It's scary, and I'll give you guys the floor.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, where we're at, we're not, we're saying temporarily closed and stuff like that. But, as far as restaurants and, Ray, you probably know more about that than what I do, but most of these places, especially the restaurants and everything, they've figured it out how they can operate and still, maintain the social distancing and stuff like that.
Second. Isn't Ray a small business owner?
Yeah.
So Ray, are you I know you're scared crapless. I don't want to, but what about the government grants? Does that appease you? They're well, we're going to give loans. And listen, folks, anyone who gets a $1,200 check in LA, that won't pay 1 month's rent. So that's not going to change anyone's lives, right? No. They're talking about $1,200. So now they're saying we're going to give loans to business owners. So you get a loan. It doesn't sound like you're going to, you have to pay it back. But does that entice people to stay open, Ray? I mean, Ray.
Depends on what type of business you're in. Like my business, right now it's slow because we do a lot of roofing for people, but we do a lot of storm restoration as well. So if there's always going to be storms coming, so there's always going to be a need. But in that downtime, like right now, there's no storms, there's no, nothing going on. So people aren't going to just buy a roof just because they want to buy a roof.
Well, hold on, Ray. People aren't going to buy a roof. People aren't going to buy a house.
Right. I mean, it's
everything's going to slam shut like a bear trap, which it pretty much has. Guys, I hate to paint a grim picture on your show, because that's me, but that's what I do. But this is bad. I don't know how much longer they expect this to go on. And I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm not that dude. But I'm starting to wonder what's really going on here. What's really going on, because I don't think this is just about a virus. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to hang up, and I want to hear what you guys think on the other end. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Alex.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thanks for calling. he's he's jumping the gun, but he's right on that because it's, there's definitely more going on. I mean, that's the thing. And that's kind of the playbook of, politics in general. And holy crap, I got another, wow, holy crap. My chat over there in Spreaker kind of blew up while I was on the call. And so welcome, Doug, welcome, Christine, already seen her in there. So yeah, a lot of things in there. So let me continue on with this. But yeah, I mean, it's politics thing, never waste.
No,
what's that term?
I was just thinking that never let a good disaster go to waste.
Yeah, there we go. I'm glad one of us has that right.
But he's right. You get the virus issue, you get the economic issue, but there's, like you said, politics and everything. There's a lot of players behind the scenes doing whatever they can to get their piece of the pie or get their hold on something and manipulating the situation, to suit their needs. And there's a lot of them behind the scenes there, I believe. So there is a lot more going on besides just the virus.
Well, I mean, I got one bill in particular that I'm going to be bringing up later on in the show, but it's about, about a House bill with gun restrictions and stuff like that in there. But, in a matter of speaking, I mean, you look at the package that happened and, the package that they just got done doing, and they're already talking about phase 4 for the stimulus package. And if you look at all the crap, that Nancy Pelosi and the other Democrats fought to get in there, it's like, holy cow. Mm-hmm. They went in there and they started doing, all the stuff that they wasn't going to be able to get through any other way. And they used this to get all that stuff, to push their agenda,
right.
And that's one of the things that I heard too, is that with, the Kennedy Center, for instance, they're actually trying to, and I don't think this is going to go anywhere at all. I'm just going to be honest with you, but they were talking about doing a bill that was going to reject and, take back that, stimulus money that they had got specifically.
Right.
So, but one of the reasons why was because, there was a phone call that was leaked. Okay. And this was after everything. And this phone call basically pointed out a couple things that was like, I mean, we shouldn't be shocked about this, that it pointed this out, but it was that the Kennedy Center had talked to lawmakers about this. Okay. So they lobbied about getting, special consideration, if you will. All right. And they still laid off like 700 people, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, all the regular everyday workers, they laid off.
Yeah. And as part of this stimulus, one of the things that they were supposed to be doing was keeping people hired. Did they? No. So it's like, what the heck,
And do you know they found who it was released, who's on the board of directors for the Kennedy Center?
No.
Nancy Pelosi's daughter.
Oh, gee.
What a coincidence.
Big surprise there.
Ta-da. So that makes me wonder on all these other little deals, who's behind the scenes on those too, who's on their boards, who's buddy with who.
Right,
and
right.
That probably shouldn't surprise us either. There's probably connections there as well.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised on that, whatsoever. I mean, the, Biden thing that happened, it's kind of standard. That's what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Family members of people in Congress, they get these, jobs on these different places making money. And it's all about access. I mean, that's the thing, man. It's all about access. All of them do it. The left, the right, they all do it. We shouldn't be surprised on that. Daryl asked me if there's any good ads tonight. Well, I haven't made any new ones, but I still have the ones that I've got, so I'm going to be playing with those.
We're working on them.
Yeah. And Howard asked me, he's wondering on my thoughts about the Supreme Court ruling on the FOID card that said they need more evidence.
Haven't heard much more on that besides.
I knew I knew that they were talking about this, but I don't know how far it is. I mean, I actually haven't seen anything about it. I mean, I had heard about it, heard rumors about it, but last I knew, they were saying that the FOID was unconstitutional, so they were going to rule like that. But that was really the last I heard about it. So that's new to me, saying that they are needing more evidence on that. So thank you, Howard. That is definitely something I'm going to have to look further into. And hello, Linda, over there in Spreaker. Good to see you. She's like, we need our comedy ads. I have fun doing those. I really do. I enjoy the crap out of it. I actually have to redo my Tampons brand butt plug one, because there's too many mistakes in there. I got to redo that one, and I've got
getting some ideas.
I got several of them that it's like I just need to do. I just need to do it, cut them, throw them together, and whatnot. So, but yeah, it cracks me up. It's hilarious. So. But yeah, I mean, I know that there's things going on in the background. You look at the stimulus package, all of the things that got put in there specifically for, thank you, specifically for these special interests to take care of the people that are taking care of the Democrats. I mean, it's pretty obvious. It's definitely pretty obvious. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the numbers now. So, all right, so bear with me real quick. I'm going to throw out a bunch of numbers at you guys. But again, I want you guys to just understand beforehand that, yes, there's a lot of numbers. We have no idea on how many people have been infected with the virus. We have no idea. We have confirmed, but whenever you take into consideration, especially how they were saying in the beginning, that, if you're getting sick, then, just self-quarantine yourself, stay home. If you get bad, then go to the hospital and we'll find out what it is and see what we can do for you. And that's pretty much how they were handling it. It wasn't, oh, you're sick, or then we'll go ahead and test you, but now that there is more testing available, we may see a change in this, and it looks like we're actually kind of seeing it now. So here we go with the numbers, global numbers first. We are over 1.2 million confirmed infected, almost 65,000 deaths. And that is a fatality rate of 5.41%. Those that are recovered, almost 250,000. So that is 20.66%. And those that are serious, we got 26.7. No, wait, scratch that. Serious, 36,000, almost 37,000. That is 3.06%. So again, guys, we don't know the total number of people that are infected because the testing isn't as readily available on there. And Linda put in there self-quarantine for 10 days now, and so far no symptoms. Awesome, Linda. I am definitely glad to hear that one. What was that, right?
And like you were alluding to, and some other people were earlier, the more the test kits are available, the more testing that's done, the numbers are expected to go up and even skyrocket in some areas. That does not mean that the virus is going out of control, that the virus itself is spreading. It just means more people are being tested, and we're getting more results in.
Exactly.
But as somebody said, the mainstream media is going to take these skyrocketing numbers and do their normal fear mongering and going, oh my God, be fearful that, it's getting out of control. No, it's just that more people are being tested.
And that's the thing. I mean, look at the fatality rate, those numbers, look at those, because that didn't change a whole heck of a lot, at least locally anyway. And look at the amount that are serious. So like China, for instance, the number, they're at like 83,349 total infected and a death rate of almost 4%. Wow. 3,326 total deaths. And recovery, 76, almost 77,000. So that's a 92, just over 92% recovery. And a death, those that are serious, excuse me, those that are serious is 331, and that's 0.4%. So let's bring this a little bit closer to home. Let's talk about USA. USA. So USA, we've got 309,721 total confirmed, 8,733, and that number did go up, with a death rate of 2.82%, and the amount of people recovered, 12,594, so that's 4.07%. And those that are serious is 5,695, and that is 1.84% serious. So, and yes, Christine actually jumped the gun on me. She put some information in there for New York City. I have New York State stats on here. 113,000 confirmed, almost 4,000 death, and that is a death rate of 3.44%. 10,472 on the recovery, and that is 9.22, and 4,126. Wait, okay, so all those numbers I just gave you, those are New York. Oh yeah, that's what they were supposed to be. Okay, never mind. 4,126 on the serious side, and that's 3.63%. And California, 13,595 total confirmed, 318 deaths, and that is 2.34% death rate. 1 recovered, and 597 serious, and that is 4.39%. Really? 1 recovered? Okay, so there's all the numbers. And again, guys, so we do have some, and let's go ahead and just get into that right now, because we do have some really awesome news out there on this. So I know it was either last week or the week before last, I was talking that, there was a company in Illinois that made a machine that was capable of doing 50,000 tests a day. Okay. That's amazing. All right. And they were talking about doing, not retraction on this. I got to do a clarification. So on this article I was talking, have you guys ever read an article? They do a speak on there that's worse than Yoda speak. You know what I mean? You almost got to read it 5 times before you totally understand what it said. And I misrepresented that article whenever I was talking about it. I think it was last week. Okay. And so, yeah, they've made a machine that can do 50,000 tests a day, 50,000 samples, 50,000 tests a day. And they're talking about doing, I think available this week should have been 50,000 units, 50,000 of these machines available to take to people and just, there you go. I can't do that again. Yeah, there you go. Okay. That's my
sound.
There you go. All right. So anyway.
Wow.
I know, right? That was good. All right. So
2 snaps.
What? Anyway, there's another company that made a machine that can do rewind, play. So the one that I was, talking about last week or whenever, that one does a test. You can get results in 5 minutes. That's amazing. 5 minutes. And the other one that got made, okay, this one does a test in 3 minutes. Or the German 3 minutes. There we go. 3 minutes. Just different fingers point. Never mind. So that's amazing, and I don't know how many, the volume of it. I'm assuming it's, a significant number, over 50,000 samples that it can go through a day, but I didn't see a number on that. Just, that. I keep hitting everything, aren't I? Man, I've hit all kinds of stuff today. Holy crap. So good news on the horizon, guys. There really is good news on the horizon. And I'm sure that you guys have heard about this malaria drug, and I'm pulling up the article now because I can't pronounce this thing unless I'm actually reading it. Okay. I can't do it. And now I am looking for the name of what, hydroxychloroquine.
Hydroxychloroquine?
Yeah, that one. And, it's actually kind of cracks me up that they have to mix this with zinc to make it more fancy word. I don't know what the English word for this is. More fancy word for
More work better.
Yeah, to make it more better, more gooder on working. Yeah.
Start talking like you now.
We're both horrible English people, but you got to take zinc. I'm like, it makes it more absorbable for your English. Yeah, but good promises on there. And here's the thing, okay, that this isn't just a new drug that they just made last week. This drug has been out for 40 plus years. It's a malaria drug. They use it. They know what the side effects are for this. Zinc opens a pathway into the cell to allow the hydroxychloroquine to enter and destroy the cell. Very good. Thank you, Linda. Zinc is part of the delivery system. Yes, Doug, and it is. It's part of the delivery system. It makes it to where your cells it makes it more effective. We'll just go there.
Yes.
You guys are amazing. I thank you guys for your input on that. You guys helped me out so much. Y'all are awesome. So this isn't just a new drug that we just made. It's been out for a while. It's been out for 40 plus years. And here's the thing that was kind of like very telling, okay, on the effectiveness of this drug, okay? Because this is used as a treatment for like rheumatoid arthritis, something like that. And it's also used in, of course, malaria. And it's also used in, I'm wanting to say like lupus or something close to that maybe. Okay. And doctors were kind of paying attention and taking note with the underlying symptoms type of thing. They were like, okay, so people who were infected, none of them have lupus. And then they were like, okay, well, let's test some people with lupus. And none of the people that they checked out had any, no coronavirus. So it's like, this is interesting. This is very telling. Okay. And they did this in like France, the fragile, it's France. Or Italian, whatever. So, and they also did this in like Belgium and several other places. Okay. Now, I mean, granted, all right, this is not a cure and should not be thought of as a cure, but it is something that is very telling on what they've done so far with it, okay? There was another one. But yeah, so there's that, okay? Now, moving on, the researchers have also been looking at this. Do you have anything to add on that? I apologize.
No, I just seen, and you probably have seen it too, they're getting different ideas with other viruses on this too, how viruses interact with your cells, and they're getting a lot of research out of this for other stuff besides just the coronavirus that I've heard. So hopefully that's a good thing in the long run for other stuff that goes around, because there are a lot worse viruses than corona that's going around that could potentially hit us too. Oh yeah,
Linda added something interesting. She says Australia is working on an anti-parasitic drug that may be effective. Interesting. Okay, so moving on. Here's this article.
Moving on up
to the top. There's a
in the sky.
Obviously, none of us know the words on that one. So this article is from the New York Post, and it says researchers may have found coronavirus's Achilles heel. I got the cough today. Uh-oh. It's a frog in my throat. I'm not sick, guys. I promise. Well, sick. Maybe, but in the head, but that's different. That's a different sickness, So Achilles heel. So they've basically found a weakness in the virus that possibly may make it more susceptible and vulnerable to drugs, to treatment and stuff like that. So that's actually very, very good news. Okay. Very good news, and will help doctors and researchers with vaccines, and of which case there is a company. Really, I just got a pop up for, hiding isn't really our thing. Not sorry, Reese's. Find here. I may want to look at that. You guys can check out this. That's a neat picker. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? That's beautimous. I love pop-up ads sometimes. They're very nice. Sometimes you get some good stuff to pop up. We'll just close that out. I have squirrel moments, things happen. You just got to keep going with it, you know? So anyway.
Put chocolate in front of your face and
Dude, yeah. Chocolate and peanut butter. Oh.
Especially peanut butter. We won't go there, though.
Nope, we're not going to touch. We're not. Moving on. So yeah, you know, the researchers have seen that, you know, the drug, due to this thing about the virus, that it may be vulnerable to treatments and drugs and stuff like that. So I mean, that is very, very, very awesome. And there is a, let me find that article now. A company that may have actually, let me just look for the picker, because I think I may recognize the picker when I see the picker.
The picker?
The picker. Nope, don't recognize any of these pickers yet. Where's the proper picker? I'm looking. I don't see the picker. But anyway, you know, there's a lab that may have actually, you know, made a vaccine. You know, they may actually have a working vaccine. They're testing it out. That's about as far into that article as they really went. They may have something. They got to test it out and see if it's how effective it's going to be and whatnot. So
make sure it doesn't turn you into a zombie and all that.
Or a frog.
Kind of like that one movie.
Right. You know, you bring that up. All right. Okay. All right. Y'all are familiar with Resident Evil. I'm hoping you guys are familiar with Resident Evil. There's like 7, 8, whatever movies, okay? Video games, merchandise, t-shirts, stickers that you can get. It's just amazing. Umbrella Corporation. Now, the symbol for the Umbrella Corporation. All right, let me just, okay, I got 2 things that I got to search out and show you guys. So okay, Umbrella Corporation, Umbrella. Hey, cool. Umbrella Academy came up too. That's just spiffy. Nice. Okay, so the Umbrella Corporation. Let me show you a picture of this. So here is, we'll just show you guys that one. Okay, maybe. Yeah, we'll show you that one. Can I full screen that? Can I full screen that? I don't want the article, you turd. Okay. All right, take a look at it. Here you guys go. Wait, let's remove me. I don't need to be in this shot. Okay, so there it is, Umbrella Corporation. You guys see the design. Okay, it's an umbrella thing, you know, red and white umbrella. Okay, right. Now, the level 4, the BSL-4, the biosafety level 4 lab that is in China, in the Wuhan area, in there. Okay, their symbol is the same symbol as the Umbrella Corporation. Different colors, but it's the same symbol. I was like, oh. Okay, that's it. Wait, that's the wrong one. All right, so yeah, I thought that was interesting. I thought it was funny. It cracked me up. I find humor in things. I do.
Zombies.
I'm telling you. But no, all jokes aside though, you know, there is talk that this may have either accidentally or on purpose got released from this BSL level 4 site in Wuhan. There is talks about that. They are looking into that. Now, the first thing that I heard on that was that no, it didn't, because whenever they're looking at the DNA, I guess, of the virus, you know, they're looking at that and they were like, okay, there's no evidence looking at this virus that it was tampered with or engineered in a lab. Okay, that's what they're saying. Okay. But one of the other things that I heard was that it kind of mutates fast enough that maybe if it did, there wouldn't be, you know, you might not tell this late in the game. Okay, of whether it had been engineered or whatnot, okay? And especially whenever you take into consideration how hush-hush, how quiet that China was on this, okay? And how they blocked everybody from getting in, blocked the World Health Organization, the CDC, and other places from going in and, you know, trying to get to the bottom of things and find patient 0 and whatnot. We couldn't do it. They wouldn't let us in. They wouldn't do that. So they're like, yeah, So that's what they're saying. So considering we don't even have access to patient zero, who's to say that enough, micro, what's that word I was looking for again? What's the English word for that?
Microbiology?
No. That the virus evolved. So there may have been enough micro evolutions in the virus that we can't tell if it's been molecularly designed, bioengineered in a lab. Okay.
Right.
Let's see. Linda put in here, hubby believes it was deliberately released to decrease the Chinese population, and then it got out of hand. And I've heard the same thing too. I've heard that same accusation. I got to be honest, I have.
And I showed you that article off air. I have to read more into it. That some of these bio companies in that same province, a certain someone has financial interest in these companies.
Yeah.
And
what was
Dr. Evil himself, Mr. George Soros.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you showed me that. And it takes more looking into.
Right.
So we got some things to look into on that one. But the fact of the matter is, there is only one level 4 lab in China, and that is the one in the Wuhan province. We have I think 13 here in the U.S. I was looking up that because I was actually kind of curious how many, are there. So, it's telling that where this virus kind of exploded from is in the same location that, a level 4 bio lab is the only one in China. So it's kind of telling. Now, here's the thing. I was talking with a guy at work, just a couple days ago on there. Patient zero worked at the lab and has disappeared. Her whereabouts has not surfaced as of yet. Yep. Interesting, Doug. I had not heard that one. I heard that, but I hadn't confirmed it anywhere.
Yeah.
And not only that, people whom have tried to, make this more public,
Try again.
Those people have disappeared too. Too many words trying to come out of my mouth at the same stinking time. It's just not a good thing it's not good. And he said she was known to have been infected. Yeah, Christine put in here it would not be surprised if it was a depopulation stunt, But yeah.
Yep.
We can go into so many different aspects, conspiracy theory places on there as far as, the one world order or the new world order, the whole Denver International Airport,
Mm-hmm.
the stone that's got the plan for depopulation, why they're wanting to do that, a whole 9 yards, But I was talking with a buddy of mine, and at work just yesterday. Yeah, just yesterday. This Saturday. Cool. Hey, it's Saturday. Welcome everybody to the HohO Show. It's Saturday. So I was talking with him, and that was one of the things that he heard too. And I was like, it's possible, sure, but I'm not willing to necessarily 100% say that because it's possible that it was an accident. It just happened. It's possible. But what I will go as far as to say 100% that the spread of it was on purpose. They let it get out of hand. They let it spread globally. They did that aspect of it, took advantage of the situation. There you go. If nothing more than to, whether or not it was depopularization.
Close enough.
I'm not doing. I am so not doing good with words today. Holy crap, man.
What do you mean today?
Okay, so ever, yeah. I'm not, but or whether it was something to harm the economy of their enemies, because that's one of the things that he pointed out. And this is going to take some looking into on me, but I might as well just go ahead and spread the news for you guys. You look at China's enemies, those that are button heads with them, and we're definitely button heads with China. You look at us versus countries that are not, they're doing better. Flat out China allies, people that they are, more or less in cahoots with, they're doing better with the virus than what people who are not. Mm-hmm. And this is going to take some looking into on my part. Okay. I definitely got to look into that some more, because that's like, if that's true, that's interesting. That's definitely interesting. Let's see. Doug put in here, the lab was looking for additional lab technicians in December to deal with the problem, and she was one of them. Yeah, so I mean, I've got no reason to believe that it wasn't at least made in the lab. Whether it was intentionally released or not, that one, I don't know. But it's worth investigating. It's definitely worth investigating, looking into that and finding out. So you got anything else to add on that one?
No, I mean, like you said, there's so many different rabbit holes you can go down with that, and to really prove any of it, I mean, beyond theory is sometimes going to be kind of difficult.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
You can go the depopulation, the crashing the economy for, they talk about it all the time the past few years. They want that one world currency, Well, how are you going to do that until you can crash the major economies of the world? Well, how are you going to crash the major economies of the world?
And that's the thing, man. I mean, our economy was doing too stinking good. They had to do something to,
just a coincidence.
And they've been wanting to, the powers that be, so to speak, they've been wanting to, I don't really want to say knock us off our pedestal, but go to a currency based on something other than a country, because they're not wanting to just take it away from the U.S. and give it to another country. They're wanting to flat out remove an individual country's ability to just print money all willy-nilly, like what we've been doing for several freaking years.
Right.
So that's one of the things that they are wanting to do. And basically the plans for doing that is out, because they're going to make their own currency, not based off of another country. That is one of the things that I have very much heard. Let's see, Doug put in here, he thinks it's a natural virus, but it was mishandled in the lab and escaped via a human host. And that's what I'm, more apt to believe. I mean, it's kind of the aspect of never waste a tragedy, never waste a, whatever the English word for that is. So, I mean, I'm more apt to believe that than that they on purposefully released it. That I'm more apt to believe that. And Doug, very much so. I'm more apt to believe that than the other direction. Maybe it's because I'm naive and don't want to think that they would actually be willing to do something like that, not capable, but willing. That's possible.
Here's another theory for you. That it started off naturally. It started off as an accident. And then once it did get released and started to spread, the powers that be went, do we really want to stop this? Or do we want to see what we can do with it?
Oh, exactly. Never waste a tragedy. Christine put in here, says, but now don't we think countries will, like the USA, will do now what Trump wants? More manufacturing in their own country, more manufacturing here. Because that's what I'd like to see.
Right.
But there's Christine, there's a lot to that. Great comment, by the way, but there's a lot to that because, one of the things that pushed companies away, okay, was the high corporate tax rate. Okay. I mean, yes, China has, the cheap labor, bad work conditions, all this other kind of stuff. So, I mean, whenever we're buying, a lot of our technologies, that's what we're supporting. Yeah, yes. So, true, cheaper prices, other things like that. But that's what we're supporting. But even still, it's that low tax rate that really makes it look enticing to businesses. Okay. Whenever you have your corporate headquarters in the U.S. with one of the highest. I used to know the number on that, but one of the highest in the industrialized nation, in the industrialized world. That's what we have. Companies don't want to be here. They don't want to call the United States of America home for that reason. We rob them. We give to Peter, we take from Peter and we give to ourselves. It's not even a Robin Hood kind of thing, taken from the rich and given to the needy. No. Government doesn't do that. They take from the rich and they keep it for themselves. They're just flat out burglars. Yeah. And Christine put in her, yes, we do not support poor labor conditions, but here, but in other countries, it's okay. Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Oh, I've ticked some people off with that information. It's like, oh, yeah. And hello, Eric, over there in Facebook land. He said he heard it was shipped from Canada to China. The virus being shipped from Canada to China? I'm kind of curious what it is you're referring to there, sir. But yeah, so... Yeah. So, all right, guys, we are going to. Okay, so he's talking about the China. No, or I'm sorry, he's talking about the virus. So, no, it's according to. Well, let's just say no. That's not accurate. It came from It came from the Wuhan province. And more than likely, it came from the level 4 bio lab that is there. Okay, that's where it originated from, the area that it originated from. Heck, China is using propaganda right now saying that it was U.S. Soldiers that took the virus over there, and of which case, no, negative. We didn't do that. Yeah, so, their propaganda, which some news organizations, we're not going to name any names, CNN has propagated that and said that, oh yeah, we did that. No. Anyway, ladies and gents, we are going to go ahead and take a quick break. When we return, we've got some other things that we're going to talk about because we're going to get into, dependence on government. We're going to talk about this, we're going to talk about the, this wartime act that they're wanting the president to actually grab a hold of. And we're going to talk about what these businesses has done to help and what the mainstream media's response is to those companies and people. Very telling. Very telling. Just a couple minutes, guys, and we will be right back. This is the HohO Show. Do you work at any of the myriad of jobs where you might have to sit on your bum all day? Well, if so, maybe you know what it's like to suffer from the condition known as swamp ass. Well, if so, have I got the solution for you?
Anti-monkey butt powder.
That's right.
Anti-monkey butt powder.
You can use it indoors, outdoors, work or play, or on any occasion when you sit on your bum all day. Don't let your buns get red. Use anti-monkey butt powder instead. Available wherever anti-friction powder is sold. We are back. All right, so Eric and Christine, actually, I have to take that back. There is articles dating back to August about Canadian shipments of deadly viruses to China.
Wow.
So, yeah. The same Winnipeg lab that sent Ebola and Hennepin viruses to Beijing. Okay. So I obviously got some more looking into on that, but thank you guys. I will look into that and check those out. So what I wanted to get into now is I was looking up stuff instead of doing what I was supposed to be doing. But anyway, I apologize about that. So, all right, so let's get into it. Let's get into it. So, all right, guys. So there has been no scratch. I want to start in a different place. So, you know, Pelosi, other people, they are wanting President Trump to. I just had like a body noise happen. Did you hear that? Did that come across in the microphone? That was good. There was a gurgle. All right, there was a gurgle. Anyway,
I'm scared.
Oh, you should be.
Oh, I know better.
But they are wanting him to like take a hold of this, you know, this wartime act, and is what it does is it allows the president to tell a company to shut down your manufacturing, shut down your assembly lines, and you are going to make this, and you are going to make that. And this is what your quota is. This is how much you have to produce and put out. So that's what they're wanting him to do. And this was a wartime act that was done by, was it Truman? Was it?
Probably.
Truman? Okay.
Or Roosevelt.
Okay.
One of the two.
Okay, National Post. Okay, National Post. I have no idea. Okay, but yeah, thank you, Christine, for putting that in there, and I will definitely check that out. nationalpost.com/health/bio. That is what she put in there. Okay, so yes, thank you very much. So yeah, that's what they are wanting him to do. Okay, so let me just kind of paint this a little different for you guys. All right, so you have the left calling Trump a fascist president, a fascist leader. Okay, and then you have this opportunity. Opportunity knocks.
Hello.
Hello. And what happened? You know, the Trump kind of, you know, he pulled out this wartime act and he dusted it off real nice. And then he read it and he was like, I don't really want to do this. And he put it back down. He's like, you know, if I must, I must, but, you know, I don't want to do that. Instead, what he did was he went to these different places and said, okay, we have an epidemic. We've got some problems, you know, Molly, you in danger, girl. It was a good ghost reference, guys. And no, I can't do a very good Whoopi. I mean, Whoopi Cushion, sure. You know, Whoopi Goldberg, not so much. Anywho, there's something wrong with me. So they come together. You know, these corporations, they've done a lot. Okay, you've got Ford, Chevy, the put stuff together, Toyota. You've got MyPillow. You've got all kinds of, I'm forgetting a lot of places, but you got all kinds of companies out there that have shut down their manufacturing, shut down their assembly lines, and started to make things like respirators, masks, gowns, different PPE that we're needing to help combat this virus. Okay, a lot of different companies doing that. So let me ask you this: if you already have Honeycomb, I think, was another one that, with one of their factories that they were shutting down, they reopened the doors to do manufacturing. Okay. What's the president going to do? I mean, what's he going to do?
What's he going to do?
Is he going to tell them to do what these companies are already doing? I mean, the very companies that he would actually go to and say, you do this now, but they're already doing it.
All right.
Okay. So what's he going to do? There's nothing he can do. Why? Why dust off this act whenever it is unnecessary? But here's why they're wanting the president to do this. I thought about this. Okay. I thought about this. All right. You see, here's what this is how government works. This is how the left works primarily, okay? They need people to need them. So they need a bad economy. They need high unemployment. They need people to need them. They need an epidemic. Why? Because then the people are going to demand of the government to fix a problem. That's what they need. So they really did not like. I mean, watch the State of the Union. Okay, watch the State of the Union. Watch how the Democrats were just mean mugging about so many of them good numbers that were coming out on the economy. Mm-hmm. People working. People are employed. I mean, they were mean mugging something fierce, man. I mean, I watched it. It was comical, but it wasn't just the facial expressions. I mean, they were booing and hissing. You really couldn't hear it because the microphone had some pretty good, did not listen to things that they don't want to listen. Background noise canceling. It had some good stuff on that one. But, people that were there, that's what they were saying. Very, very telling on what these people are wanting. Okay, very, very telling. But the government needs people to needs the government because that's where they get their power from. Okay. Right. The more things they can do, the more money they can take. And Christine put a big thing in here. Besides great publicity for these companies, what do these companies get in return? Well, in a matter of speaking, I mean, okay, let's look at MyPillow, for instance. Okay. One of the things that they're doing is they're making masks. They're making gowns, hospital gowns, and different things of that nature. Okay. He went to like the owner. Okay. He went to like the area where he was from. Okay. And I guess this hospital had like nothing. Okay. They were so far that they had so few supplies. They were in such great need of things. It wasn't even funny. I mean, it was flat ridiculous. Like they didn't have any more masks. Okay. And they're trying to combat this. What did he do? He donated that stuff to these places, these different hospitals, these different organizations that needed them. He just gave them. He didn't sell them. He wasn't price gouging. He just gave it to them. Okay. Now, I mean, granted, you're going to get some good publicity, but why is he doing it? I mean, is he doing it for the publicity or is he doing it because there is a need and he wants to fill it? Now, this guy, it's because there's a need and there's something he can do about it and he feels it's his duty to do it.
Right.
Okay. And a lot of these other companies, I mean, yeah, you're going to get some type of a woohoo, a pat on the back, and stuff like that. Sure. But at the same time, okay, their business is suffering too. This is a way they can keep their employees working. Keep them safe, but they can keep them working. Okay? Ford, Chevy, even Budweiser, making hand sanitizer. That's phenomenal. I'm sure they're getting publicity. I'm sure they're going to get a good pat on the back, and I'm sure that companies are going to take note of what they're doing. But here's the thing, though. Okay, and this is why I kind of brought it up like this. Instead of the people bowing and giving thanks to the government for being their savior. What do we have to do instead? We got to thank companies like MyPillow, Chevy, and Ford. We're thanking these evil corporations that are just nothing but money-hungry profiteer people. That's who we got to thank.
Right.
Because they're the ones that stepped up while the government and Nancy Pelosi was talking about how can we help these special interest organizations and how can we give them some money. They stepped up and said, how can we help the people? And they did what was necessary. What do you think on that?
Yeah, because now, the Democrats are wanting him to impose that act, because then it takes we're here to help you from the companies, and, well, we're the government, we're going to tell you to do this, so now you can't claim that you're doing it on your own. We're the ones telling you to do it, and we're the ones that need the praise for doing this. So, I can see where that goes. And Pelosi's mad because, no, they beat her to the punch. Mm-hmm. We're going to step up before you tell us that we have to. So, sticking their thumb right in her eye. Yeah. And that's that's why she's ticked off.
Yeah. And that's more or less what I think it really amounts to, because they was wanting the glory. They were wanting the nod. They were wanting more power out of this. Mm-hmm. And now what's Nancy Pelosi talking about too? Nancy Pelosi is talking about this whole, let me pull up this article. There we go. Okay. Nancy Pelosi, and this is from Hot Air. What the heck is Hot Air? Well, I know it hot. Never mind. So Pelosi, we're launching a bipartisan, in quotation marks, because they're full of crap. That's what that means. Those are butt cheeks, not, quotation marks. Select committee to oversee coronavirus response, not investigate it. So this is the funny thing. All right. So here you have but equal branches of government, legislative branches to laws. Granted, I'm not saying they don't have the right to oversee certain things, but at the same time, if the executive branch is doing what the executive branch can, then what exactly is there to oversee? But she's not wanting to investigate it. She is wanting the power over it. Again, it's to take it away from President Trump.
Right.
That's all it is to make herself look good. Because Nancy Pelosi ain't looking so good these days. I mean, look at her. No, that's not what I mean.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I know. Oof. She ain't looking too good these days.
Botox is wearing off.
Right? Politically, she's not looking too good. Okay? She's been called out. This is all there is to it. She's been called out. She's not looking too good. So, yeah.
She's wanting impeachment 2.0 too.
Yeah, they're talking about that again.
Yeah.
Over his reaction and the response to coronavirus.
Lack of response, or how slow he responded. So be ready for that one.
But even Joe Biden, not only him, but who's some of the other people? They've come out and you know what? We don't like President Trump, but he kind of did a good job on this. He handled it pretty good. Because while the Senate and the House, primarily Nancy Pelosi, arguing over who's going to be able to testify and who's not going to be able to testify, and while they were doing that huge charade over this, Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, all they were focused on was impeachment. What was going on? Coronavirus. Because that's when President Trump shut down people coming in from China. Mm-hmm. They were focused on impeachment. He was focused on protecting the country.
Yep.
Pretty telling. Yeah. Very, very telling. I thought that was interesting. I've heard, a lot of different stuff, but timeline-based stuff, as far as, how things how things went down and when things happened. And, when you look at the timeline, it's pretty telling. It's like, that's interesting. Mm-hmm. All right, what else we got? I don't know.
Crazy AOC.
Well, yeah, but Miss Potato Head being back in the news. And of course, we're talking about the legendary Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, AOC. But here's this article from the Blaze. Ocasio-Cortez says illegal aliens pay as much in taxes as anyone else, calls Republicans cruel for preventing assistance to them. Now, of course, guys, she's talking about, the relief bill, okay, and different things. And I tell you what, man, I've done some reading into that relief bill, and that is just a joke, an absolute joke. I mean, it really is, okay? Because the money that an individual gets, the money that an indivisible gets is, $1,200. This is a single person, no kids, no other things. Okay, you're getting $1,200. Guess what? They're not giving you this money. This is a tax. This is a cash advance on a future butt whooping. It's a cash advance on your 2020 taxes, on your 2020 tax returns. That's what that is. They're not giving you anything. Money that they're giving to corporations, but they're not giving the individual anything. It's a cash advance. Does that tick you off?
They'll screw you one way or another.
Yeah. But the other stuff that they throw in there is ridiculous. I mean, it really is. It's ridiculous. But that's what she was talking about, this thing. And she's actually been going off on Democrats because, there's not enough things that she thinks should be in there. And she's been going off on Democrats and Republicans alike. I mean, not just Democrats. But yeah, she's kind of been going off through this whole thing. She's wanting more. All right, guys. So we've got... Oh, yeah, by the way, if you guys head on over to thehohoshow.com and click on that newsfeed tab, you'll see my magazine on Flipboard, which has all the articles in there that I've used for the show. So I definitely recommend checking that out. This way you guys can see all the articles I'm using and, read them for yourself. I'm not making this crap up. It's way too good. You can't make this crap up. And there's a lot of articles in here. There's a lot more articles than what I going through. Oh yeah, I forgot about this one. I'm scrolling down through this. I forgot about this. Who did I forget about this? All right. No thanks. No, get off there. All right. So that was another pop-up thing, by the way.
Had no chocolate or peanut butter, so.
Yeah, I don't even know what it was. Yeah. This article from the Daily Caller. Okay, San Francisco reverses ban on single-use plastic bags, prohibits reusable totes. Now, why did I bring this up? You see, and I was talking with Ray about this, before we went on air, and this is also from a conversation I had with somebody last week. Okay, and we were talking about crap that the left does, virtue signaling just to say we're so much better than you. Plastic bags, these totes, are they reusable and recyclable, or they just get thrown away and into a trash, landfill somewhere?
They get thrown away.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they do. I'm not 100% sure on that one, as far as if they can do anything with these totes, reusable totes, once they go bad, because that I'm not sure. If you guys know, let me know on that one. I do not know. But, Linda put in here, we have a ban on reusable shopping bags here because the virus can be transmitted on those. Absolutely. If they're not washed each and every time, they can transmit it. And so you're right, And Linda put in here, I've been using mine for years. Yeah. But, but what I'm more in reference to on this is, it's not really with plastic bags. I mean, granted, they can be recycled. You take your bags into Walmart, they got that big old thing that you can put your plastic bags in, and they can reuse and recycle those too. They are recyclable. But I brought this up because it reminded me of the conversation I had with, a week or two back with these paper straws. Okay, now guys, I tell you what. Going up to Canada, have you ever used a plastic straw? Have y'all's ever used a plastic straw?
A plastic straw? Yeah.
Okay.
I'll try that again.
Yeah, let's try that again. Okay, so have y'all's in the audience, have y'all's ever used a paper straw? Have you, Ray, ever used a paper straw?
I was told when I was a little kid that paper straws used to be around quite a bit. So, do I remember using one? Not really. But I've been told a long time ago that they used to be around.
But Linda put in here, I always use plastic straws. Yeah, me too.
So not in recent memory, no.
Okay. Well, I go up into Canada and Christine put paper straws suck and Linda put I hate paper straws. And dude, I tell you what, I don't like paper straws either. They taste, dude, okay. A&W up in Canada is a big one for using paper straws. And Ermiger. Oh. Ugh. They taste nasty. Okay, they get soggy. They just, and the taste is horrible. It's horrible. It sucks. You know, I'm just telling you.
Does it remind you of being in junior high and you're shooting paper wads? You roll that paper up and put it in your mouth and that tastes.
No. I mean, it's just no. That actually tastes better than paper straws. Ooh. Yeah. I know it's horrible. So, but dude, they suck. Okay, and we were talking about this because those paper straws, they get thrown away. Single use, they get thrown away and they're done. They just go into a landfill. There's nothing more they can do with that straw. It has lived its life. It has done. Finished. Okay? Ooh. Hold on.
Finish him.
That's what it is. All right? It's done. Okay? Plastic straws can be reused, recycled. They can use it for all kinds of other things. It has not outgrown or has not lived its life, lived its
usefulness.
Yes. Thank you, Ray. Great word. So it hasn't yet. Okay. So this whole virtue signaling for the sake of virtue signaling just kind of ticks me off. I mean, I got to admit, and he was even like, oh, well, we should continue to use them until we get something better. I'm like, dude, why? Because you're virtue signaling for the sake of virtue signaling. Anyway, let's see. BK tried them for a week or so, and my next visit back to the plastic. Yeah, back to the plastic. That's awesome. Oh, cool. Linda put in here, I rinse and reuse my plastic straw for several uses. I've done that too. And I'll tell you what's actually awesome. Okay, if you want something that's reusable and amazing, actually, get them aluminum straws. Have you seen those?
No.
Oh, them things are amazing because they keep your drink so much colder. I have no idea how it works with hot things. I don't even know. But with cold things, the metal straws, those are awesome. Those are reusable. It's aluminum, so it's recyclable too. Oh, bonus. Now you can save the planet and have an ice cold drink that is super freaking cold. Let me tell you something. Them things are cold. No, they're cold, believe me. Dude, my first aluminum straw, my mom got it for me for like Christmas one year, and it was a bright neon pink. I loved it. It was amazing. And that thing was awesome. I mean, dude, you want to talk about a cold drink. Ice gets the whole thing cold, and it just supercharges the coldness on it. Supercharges the coldness on it? Is that a thing?
It is now.
It is now. All right. So, yeah, there it is. There you go. So if you want to do more than just virtue signal and actually do something positive for the planet instead of using a plastic straw, instead of using a paper straw, use aluminum.
How about wood straws?
Well, that's kind of what a paper straw is.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'd be afraid of that because I don't want splinters on my lip because them things is just, no. I don't want, no. Okay. All right. Moving on. Okay, guys. Now, we talked about this a little bit earlier. as far as I wanted to talk to you about something. So this article came from, I have no idea where it came from, but it came from somewhere. It really did. All right. Mr. Vacker, he is the co-host of the Machine Radio Show and also one of the hosts on the Green Dragons Inn radio show. If you guys want to check those out, I definitely recommend both of them. Talking about a couple bills, HR 5717 and S3254. Okay. Now, here's why I'm bringing this up. This is a proposed bill talking about restricting gun rights. Okay. Now, let me go ahead and show you this. All right. So you've got the things that this bill is going to do. Okay. Or is wanting to do. Create a nationwide gun registry. You've kind of already got that because you got to register your guns anyway whenever you get them. So, I mean, I don't understand that. Ban almost all semi-automatic rifles. Whatever. Institute a federal magazine ban. Implement national red flag gun confiscation. So they are talking about confiscation here. Tax guns at 30% and ammo at 50%. Holy crap.
Wow.
I know. Ban patriots under 21 from exercising their Second Amendment rights. I mean, heck, you can't smoke and you can't drink anyway, so why have a gun? You know, but you can serve the military and die for your country at 18, but you can't smoke, you can't drink, whatever. Ration guns by making it illegal to purchase more than one firearm in a 30-day period. Force safe storage requirements on gun owners. Ban home builds. That sucks. For those of you that don't know what a home build gun is, okay, now here's a loophole with an AR-15. I don't know if you're actually aware of this one, Ray, but okay, whenever you buy an AR-15, it's basically two parts, okay? You got the upper, you got the lower, okay? The upper is the barrel. The upper, that's the barrel. The rifling, that's how you track it, okay? That part of the gun is not registered. It's not serial numbered. What is the trigger mechanism, the lower. The trigger mechanism where you have the magazine, you know, the butt stock, you know, that, okay, is what you got. But the pew part with the rifling, that's not, okay, that's not, all right. So what you can do is you can buy a barrel, okay, perfectly legal, buy a barrel separate, unregistered. You can buy an 80% lower, and since it's an 80% lower, it's not a serial number on it because it's basically nothing more than a hunk of plastic in the proper shape, okay? But what you have to do is mill it yourself. You got to mill it down to the proper specs and everything else, which is, if you have the thing to do it, it's very easy to do, okay? And now you have a, technically speaking, an unregistered, untraceable firearm. Now, for personal use, that's technically okay. Technically, that's fine. You're still supposed to register it. Still supposed to. Just saying. But this thing will ban home builds. Now, I mean, granted, it's not like, you know, you still can't buy this, you know, buy the upper. You know, it's not like any Joe Schmo can just go in and buy an upper. You still have to have, like in Illinois, you still have to have your, you know, your Illinois FOID card. It's not like any Joe Schmo, any age, any whatever, a felon can buy an upper. That's not the case. Okay. It's still governed as a gun. Right. Did I say that right?
You actually did. I'm proud of you.
Holy crap.
Wow.
Okay. Moving on this. It bans suppressors. They're already banned anyway. Just so you know. And it also forces FFLs to spend massive amounts of money to comply with new security requirements. Okay. And their whole thing behind that is they want to leave the gun ownership, or I'm sorry, the FFLs, gun stores, gun shops, to more bigger businesses that basically the government can more easily control. That's what they're wanting. Okay. And they are also wanting to expand on gun-free zones. Funny fact on gun-free zones. I forget what year it was. Every mass shooting actually happened in a gun-free zone. Every mass shooting. When Batman, The Dark Knight, when The Dark Knight Rises came out,
Colorado
the shooting
theater
in,
massacre,
yeah. Guess what? That guy basically passed up like 2 or 3 theaters that were showing the same movie to get to the one that he went to. Why did he choose that one? Because it was a gun-free zone. Why did he want that one? Because he knew he would be, he wouldn't get shot back at until the cop showed up. That's why he did that.
Are you sure he just didn't see the sticker? Because maybe if they had bigger stickers, he would have seen it, and then he wouldn't have done what he done. I'm being sarcastic.
Don't make me slap you, Ray.
That'll be their next thing. Well, maybe we need bigger stickers and bigger signage, and that'll prevent, because then they can see that they're not supposed to have the gun.
So the moral of the story is guns don't kill people. Gun-free zones do. Anyway.
Yeah.
They were talking earlier, with what are they doing behind the scenes, using this coronavirus crisis to accomplish something. Well, here's one of them. And here's the fact of the matter, guys. They don't want to ban guns. They want to ban you from having one.
Mm-hmm.
Because Nancy Pelosi is still going to have her armed security. You just won't be able to protect yourself. Her kids will have armed security at school. You can't have that. You're just one of the masses.
Right.
You're not important enough for security. Okay. Anyway, now that I've gone there, all right, what else we got? Oh, okay. This was, I seen this and I had to laugh. Okay. I had to laugh. All right. This article is from the State. I didn't tell you about this. This is going to be a surprise for you. Oh. So here's this article. Again, it's from the State. I don't know what state. That's just what it says. It's from that one. Anyway, the article says alligators venture out. Wildlife engages in South Carolina. Oh, I'm sorry. Stop. Rewind. Play. Alligators venture out. Wildlife emerges in South Carolina as people stay sheltered amidst the pandemic. Amid the people dancing right there. That was kind of entertaining. But the picker that was up here, there it is. There's a picker. Look at that picker. It's got an alligator.
Hey guys.
And,
here.
Wait, hold on.
At Barefoot Landing, where most of the businesses are closed, and it appears nature is already beginning to reclaim this little bit of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. That is a real-life gator.
Okay, hold on. So he's saying nature's beginning to reclaim this. Okay, this is concrete jungle, okay? This whole thing, if you're looking at this on the video, you're seeing it. This is concrete jungle. It's an alley with a small patch of stuff that's got the wood chip, mulch, and some bushes, but that's the only life on this entire thing. Everything else is concrete and patio bricks and whatever. Okay, here we go.
Hanging out in the middle of this otherwise busy, or usually busy, shopping center. I guess he is planning on going to Christmas Mouse. Pretty crazy.
Yeah, concrete jungle. Concrete jungle. But yeah, it's just an alligator just chilling, just walking along the sidewalk, walking up to a business. That's all it is. I thought that was entertaining when I seen the I seen the thing right there, because it's just got an alligator just walking. I just thought it was cool. It cracked me up.
Oh.
It's another advertisement for Reese's. Okay, anyway, guys. That's really that's all I got.
Gators. Yeah, you gotta watch those gators, because
you really do, man.
Yeah, about a year or two ago, they had one in a South Carolina mall. I don't know if it was Charleston or Myrtle Beach, that came up to the doorway. Wow, people were there, you know, I used to live down there for a little while, and gators are down there. You got to be careful of them. You know, a lot of
Open up the door and like, whoa, hi.
Hello.
You know, I'm one of them strange people. I'd pet a gator if it wouldn't bite me. Dude, I've seen some of that stuff. You know, like, oh, you know, pet a lion and whatnot. If it wouldn't bite me, sure, absolutely, I'd definitely pet a lion.
You ever see those big? I mean, the really big gators across the fairways of the golf courses down there. You know, the golfers would just stop and take their pictures. There was like a massive one last year. I mean, this guy is more like a dragon than an alligator.
Right.
And it was on the news, and he just strolling across, having fun. You want to get a couple nine holes in too, but yeah, they're down there all the time, and you get some nice wildlife shots. You know, strange things.
You know, cool. in this area, the most you get is, you know, when you camouflage yourself good enough. Okay. The deer will just go right up to you. And I've seen several videos of like basically deer just being right there, you know, bears being up in the tree.
Yeah.
You know, the things. Yeah. I've seen that, and it's like,
huh.
This is my spot, not you. Get down. You know, I've seen that all the time, but, well, a lot, not really all the time, but yeah. So, all right, guys.
What you got coming up this week? Anything?
No, more driving.
More driving?
Yeah. Get my trailer fixed. Getting some work done to it. I'm excited about that.
You got any movie stuff coming up lately, or you know yet?
Dude, okay, Netflix has, if you guys, you know, we're shut in, you know. Well, not me, but you know, y'all's, you know, shut in. There's all kinds of pretty awesome stuff. And this is actually hilarious because I was talking about this movie series not that long ago. And this is the Lethal Weapon series. All 4 of them are actually on Netflix right now.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm even watching the series, you know, because they did a series too. Lethal Weapon series, not as good, but it ain't bad either. Okay. And that I have on Hulu. Okay. So, you know, definitely check that out. So guys, you know, I know we got, you know, I know we're getting bored. You can only watch, you know, your cat lick himself for so long before it's just like, I got to do something else. You know, I got to do something with my life. You know, I mean, you just,
you do that on a good day. What are you talking about, isolation?
You're not supposed to tell people. There's something wrong with me, guys. Just so you know.
I was talking with Mr. Vacker the other day online, and if you get really bored, YouTube for free has the old 80s cartoon G.I. Joe series on YouTube for free. You can watch all the G.I. Joe.
No, who?
YouTube.
Sweet.
For free.
Dude, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Dude, and actually, like, CCTV maybe, I don't know, but like, you know, Louder with Crowder, he's making like all of his shows, I think for the entire month, available for free. I think the Ben Shapiro is doing virtually the same thing. You know, quite a few of those on that roster are doing that. Sirius XM is, you know, some of their channels are free to listen on the phone app, you know, the SXM phone app. So, I mean, there's a lot of companies that are doing some pretty amazing things to help people out with their boredom. And I think that's amazing. I really do. And, you know, these companies, they deserve a lot of thanks. They deserve a good clap, a good attaboy, a good pat on the back, you know, a good, I don't know, a good something, you know, they deserve, you know, they deserve a little bit more than. Yeah, they deserve. They deserve more of this, you know. Absolutely, yeah. I got sound effects. I'll use them. All right, that's it. I'm done. I'm done playing now. Yeah,
just don't hit the red button.
Yeah, no red button.
No red button.
Yeah, no. All right, guys. So Have you ever had an ailment that a normal over-the-counter remedy just couldn't fight? If this is the case, then boy, have I got the solution for you. Tussin. That's right, Tussin. Cough? Tussin. Cold? Tussin. Runny nose? Tussin. Itchy watery eyes? Tussin. Broken leg? Tussin. Tussin is the ultimate cure-all, guaranteed to stop anything that ails you. Tussin. Available wherever OTCs are sold. All right, guys. That's all we got for today. Good night, sleep tight, and if the bed bugs bite, well then by golly, bite them back. This has been The HoHo Show. For more information, you can head to thehohoshow.com. And for the merchandise store, you can head on over to stinkpickle.com. That is STINKPIKLE.com. Until next time.